Okay, friends, let us start with the procedure. What do you mean by the procedure? So, the procedure is a group of instructions that usually performs one task. It is reusable section stored in a memory once, but can be used many times as required. So, let us see the what do you mean by the procedure. A procedure is a group of instructions that usually perform one task. I told an example of a square root, and that square root we can write in a procedure, and whenever the main program requires the operation of the square root, so it will connect it to the procedure, and the procedure performs the square root and returns the output to the main program. So here we have the two programs, main program and the procedure, and that procedure we can use many times as required. So that is a procedure. Next, let us see the how to declare a procedure. Before that, let us see the advantages of the procedure. Here we have the many advantages of the procedure compared to the macro. So, first advantage is saves memory space, and very flexible to use the procedure. The disadvantage is slow process because of transfer of the program or control from the main memory to the procedure and coming back from the procedure to the main program. So because of that, it is a slow process compared to the macros. So there are two instructions widely used in a procedure called as a call and returns. So call is used to link to the procedure. In the main program, we have to give the name of the procedure and call, then it will connect to the procedure. After operation of the task in the procedure, the output will be generated and that output will be given back to the main program by RET. So return from procedure. So call CALL is a link to procedure. To make a link to the procedure program, we have to use the instruction called call, and after the output, the program had to be the control had to be given back to the main by using the RET. So let us see how to declare a procedure. So here you can see the size how to declare the procedure. So name proc. So name NAME is the name of the procedure. Here you can give anything, any name. So that is the name of the procedure. Then we have the body where we have all the instructions to perform that task. Then we have the RET. So RET is returned to main code. That is the RET instruction. Then we have to end the procedure. So name, again you can see the name of the procedure and end P. Already we discussed about this proc and end P in a assembler directive. So let us see an example of the procedure. Here we have a code. So this is the main code. This is the main code. So in this main code, we have a code segment. We declare a code segment. In that code segment, we have a main code. So how do we know the main code or instructions always have to be present in the code segment? So here you can see this is the code segment we have declared. Then we have the operation 1 and operation 2. In operation 1, the operation had to perform is a read operation. Then here we have the operation 2. Then it is for the write operation, and we have to end the code segment by using the code ENDS, code segment ends. So end S means end segment. So these are two assembly directives already we discussed for the segment and the use of the this end S. Here what we are doing, we have the two operations called as a read and write. In between the read operation and write operation, we required some delay. We required the delay. We want to generate some delay, or we want to give some delay between the read and write operations. How to give the delay? So we have a procedure program named delay, and this CALL connect to that delay procedure. So that we are going to see in the next program. So here you can see delay, the use of the delay. So delay is the name of the proc or a procedure name. Here you can see the delay. Then PROC is a name of assembly directive, that is indicates the beginning of the proc. Then from this to this up to JNZ is the body of the procedure. This is used to generate the delay. So we are initializing the DI with 4FH. Then we have the pass 1 means a loop. Then it is called as a label. Colon move CX. Already I told the CX is always used as a counter. So 2000 is a counter value initializing to the CX. So pass to another label. Loop is to perform the loop operation. Then pass to. You can see the pass to colon loop pass to. This loop will be continued, still not 0. When the DI, decrement DI, so this decrement DI, the FFFH, still it is not 0, the pass 1, it will jump to here, will be continued, means this loop will be continued to generate some delay. Already we discussed in the delay program, the importance of the T-state and the delay generation. So after this, the condition is false, it will come to the RET, means return to the main program. So what the delay generated, the delay control or delay will be sent to the main code. So that is a RET. Then after RET, please remember we have to terminate the procedure. How to terminate? By giving the name of the delay, then end P. Already I discussed end P means end procedure. So proc and NP are the two assembler directives. Okay, so one problem with the procedure is when the control of the main code transfers to the procedure, the last address of the main program held by the instruction pointer. So what is instruction pointer? The instruction pointer is used to hold the address of the instruction to be executed by the CPU. So that is disturbed because the control is transferred to the procedure. After the procedure completed, again it have to resume the main program. How to resume it? The address the IP address of the last instruction that will be stored in the stack by using the push operation. Okay, then after the procedure completes, when it will encounter the RET, then again the main program has to resume its execution. For that, the address which is held by the stack has to be popped off or removed from the stack, and that address is loaded into the instruction pointer. So the instruction pointer address holds, and the main program which is discontinued, then it will start to resume or execution starts. So that is called as a use of the stack. The stack is required for the procedure. So the call instruction pushes the address into the stack, and RET, pop or removes. There are two operations involved in any stack called as a push and pop. So pop or remove the address from the stack, so the main program continue. So the call and RET. Next, let us see the types of procedures. There are two types of procedures based upon where we have the procedure program present. If the procedure program present within the segment, within the same segment, then it is called as a near, and it is also called as a intra segment. Intra segment means within the same code segment. If the code segment, the procedure code present, then it is called as near. For means the procedure code present in other code segment or other memory location, then it is called as a for. So let us see the two programs which is for the near and for. So here you can see the delay is the name of the proc, then proc, and type of proc is near, and this is the body RET and delay NP, and the procedure to declare for the for. Again the delay, proc, for. This for means the procedure is this procedure present in other code segment RET and delay NP. So let us see in detail. Near returns the instruction from the, I will show how the near and for works. So near returns the instruction from the stack, that is of 16-bit, and places into instruction pointer of the code segment. Code segment's instruction pointer holds the 16-bit address from the stack. So opcode for the near is 63H. Here you can see 63H is a opcode, and it will return or remove 16-bit address from the stack. Because the procedure present within the code segment, so we have the 16-bit address, and the 16-bit address is stored in stack by push and pop operation. For the for, it returns 32-bit address, because here we have the code, here we have the two programs, one program present in one code segment and procedure is present in another code segment. So here two code segments are present. The sum of these two code segments address had to be placed in the instruction pointer with combination of code segment. So that is 32. Okay, we are forming a 32-bit address because we have the two main programs. One main program present by in a stack, and that is a 32-bit, and another subroutine or a procedure present in another code segment and its address. So the 16 plus 16, that is a 32-bit address we are forming. For this we require the combination of this IP colon CS, and the opcode for the for instruction is opcode for the for procedure is CBH. Here you can see CBH is a opcode. Opcode means machine code. Each instruction has its own machine code. So machine code or opcode for the procedure is CBH. Okay. Next, let us through a small figure. Let us see how it operation of the proc and the procedure present. So let us see the first figure. So in first figure we have the two programs. This is the first program and this is the second program. Okay, the main program, all the instructions are pointed by the instruction pointer. So instruction pointer is used to hold the address of the instructions. Because of the pointing of the instruction pointer, the executions are performed by the CPU. When it encounters with this CALL, the instruction pointer where it is present near the before the CALL, where it is disconnected, so that address had to be stored in the stack. In the stack we have to store by using the pop operation. Then the control of this main program is given to the procedure here. So procedure program is here. In the procedure program, it will perform the task up to the RET. When it is encountered with the RET, the pop operation will be performed, means the 16-bit address which is stored in the stack had to be again given back to the instruction pointer. So the instruction pointer again resumes its original execution. Okay, so that is one of the operation of the procedure. Coming to the macro, here you can see this is the main program, and the main program, whenever the name of the macro encounters, the macro will expand like this, or inserted the macro instructions in the main code. So these are the figures for the procedure and macros. Okay, thank you.